we'll happy to help. So you can email me directly at transfer.recruit@lakeheadu.ca. And my name's Aaron. I work in the undergraduate recruitment office. Most of the year, I kind of work with college and university transfer students, talking about pathways and admissions and how to apply, and just kind of how things work as a transfer student. So we do have a few different options, kind of program-wise, and the main one is our Honors Bachelor of Social Work degree, which I'm going to focus on here today. But if you have questions about any of the programs at Lakehead, again, feel free to connect and be happy to assist you with that. So for those of you that are maybe unfamiliar with Lakehead, we're a smaller university in Ontario. Obviously, we've got the campus right next door to Confed in Thunder Bay, but we actually have a second campus, which is located in Orillia, which is just south of Muskoka and just north of Barrie, which I'll touch on quickly here today as well. Just a couple quick facts about Lakehead on the screen there, but the one that I always focus on for college transfer students is really the smaller classroom environment. You guys are used to classes of, I'm sure, less than 20 students for a lot of your classes in your diploma program, and that's something you'll keep at Lakehead with any of our programs, including the social work degree as well, which is nice. So it's a very hands-on program. There's placement and practicum I'll talk about as well, but just kind of having that smaller classroom environment that you're used to, it's definitely a big benefit when you're transitioning from Confed into a degree program. You're not going to have, huge university lecture halls of 400 students sitting in them in one classroom. Our average class size is about 50, and because you guys are transferring into upper year of a program, those class sizes have already shrunk, which is nice too. So it's definitely a big benefit if you're looking to maybe transfer on afterwards. Looking at our campuses, I mentioned we do have two. So a lot of the Thunder Bay students, obviously from Northwestern Ontario or maybe attending Confed, they'll transfer down the road to our campus in Thunder Bay. But you do have the option to apply to both campuses, and our social work degree program is the exact same at both campuses as well. So maybe for some of you that are from Southern Ontario studying at Confed that want to maybe move back home, or maybe some of you that are from Northern Ontario and you want to maybe try something a little bit different, you have that option to do that as well. For those of you that haven't been on campus, you've got a little bit of an overhead shot there of the T-Bay campus. So we've got about 7,000 students studying in Thunder Bay. Our faculty to student ratio is about 15 to 1. And again, you can kind of walk across campus in about 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of the buildings are connected by the above ground path system. Nice and compact, kind of centrally located just down the road from you guys. Feel free to stroll through if you're out for a cold Monday morning walk on the way to class. But we do have campus tours available if you want more of a formal campus tour to kind of look at classroom space and everything like that. We're happy to host you guys as well. Looking at the Orillia campus has only been open since 2010, so it's a lot smaller than our Thunder Bay campus physically. We've got 3 academic centers on campus currently. Most students that attend the Lakehead Orillia campus, they are looking for kind of that smaller classroom environment and that smaller campus feel. Even though it's a smaller physical space, we have residents, we have athletics, campus clubs, got about 20-ish degree programs offered there, including social work as well. So lots to choose from, and all the same resources you would find in the Thunder Bay campus as well. And for those of you that haven't been to Orillia, you're right in the heart of cottage country. So although we don't have the Sleeping Giants or Willamette Canyon, there's lots of provincial parks. Algonquin is just north of us. You're surrounded by kind of resort country. You're right on Lake Simcoe and Lake Couchiching, which are 2 lakes that come together right at the Narrows, downtown Orillia, like a 5-minute drive from campus. So it's a very similar kind of campus and city feel to Thunder Bay in many ways as well. Now, looking at the actual program within our School of Social Work, we have a few different program options, but the main one is our Honors Bachelor of Social Work degree, or HBSW. We do offer a Master's of Social Work degree at both campuses as well, and that's something that we do find some students continue on to study in. So the first step would be to transfer from Confed, finish your Honors Bachelor of Social Work, and then if you want to keep going, you can then continue into the MSW program, and that'll open up some additional opportunities, maybe career-wise or even research-wise, depending on what you're interested in. With the social work degree program, we have over 700 hours of field experience that happens in the last 2 years of the program, which basically works out to 110 days. So I know you guys will probably have, obviously, placement as part of your SSW program, So the nice thing is you really get to kind of add some additional experience and build up your resume while you're within the degree program. And, if you want to expand your opportunities, try something different in terms of agencies you maybe haven't been to yet, or you want to test the water and see if it's a good fit for you, you have that opportunity within the final 2 years of the program, which is nice. The entire program is accredited through the Canadian Association of Social Work Education. So if you're looking to really become a registered social worker in Ontario, our degree meets the education component, which is nice. So it's a very specific, obviously, program and kind of career path compared to some of the other degree programs we offer, and really kind of sets you guys up for success when you finish to hit the ground running as a social worker. In terms of how to actually transfer, so there's basically two ways you can apply as a transfer student to Lakehead. First is applying as a general transfer student, which you see on the screen as option 1. So if you are applying to any program at Lakehead, let's say nursing or psychology or sociology, criminology, there's lots of different programs you could apply to. We can assess you as a general transfer student. We're just looking for a minimum 70 overall average based on your ConFed transcript, and then we just evaluate your transcript course by course for transfer credits. So if there's a program you find we don't have a pathway for or an agreement for, that's okay. You can still apply and get some transfer credits towards that program. The way many of you, especially SSW students like yourselves, will transfer into would be through our second option, which is the multilateral pathway. Basically, it's an agreement between Lakehead for our social work degree program from any Ontario college that offers an SSW, a DSW, CYC, and a lot of the human service type diplomas. They allow students to transfer into our social work degree program. So with this transfer agreement or the multilateral agreement, basically you just need to finish your diploma. We're looking for a minimum 70 overall average based on your ConFed transcripts and just a pass in all of your placement courses. Okay, so that's an overall average based on your entire transcript. So if your grades fluctuated a little bit, it's all good. As long as it balances out to at least a 70, you can apply directly through the pathway, and you will enter into year 2 of our 4-year Honors Bachelor of Social Work degree. So basically, you get the first year exempted through the transfer credit agreement. When you enter into year 2 at Lakehead, you have 2 specific Intro to Social Work courses that you'll complete, in addition to kind of a mix of what we call elective courses at Lakehead, which basically allows you to choose courses in a variety of different subject areas, including psych, criminology, you see sociology in there. Indigenous learning is a big one. We have lots of opportunities there within our Indigenous Initiatives departments, gender and women's studies, and then there's more you can choose from in addition to that as well. So you're really getting like foundational courses in the social sciences and humanities, in addition to those 2 year 2 social work courses at Lakehead. After year 2, there is a reapplication, which students will apply to basically get into year 3 of our program. Don't let this scare you. I'll get to it in just a second, but essentially you'll fill out the application for year 3 entry, which is called what we call our professional years. And once you're admitted into year 3, you continue on and do year 3 and year 4 courses at Lakehead, as well as that 110 days of placement, which is broken up into blocks throughout year 3 and year 4. Okay. In terms of the application from year 2 into year 3, really part of the reason why we have the reapplication is to get really good candidates getting into year 3 to get into those placements. There are limited placement spots available with registered social workers, so we want to make sure these placements are valuable for you, and basically that students are prepared to be successful in those placements, especially if you're in adverse situations and with different demographics. It's important to have kind of good candidates for those placement spots. But it's not in there to scare you or weed you out of the program or anything. There's options I'll talk about in a sec. But basically, there are 4 components to that year 3 application. One is the academic record. So we're just looking for a minimum 70 overall average from your year 2 courses at Lakehead. And you need to have at least a 70% in the 2 year 2 social work courses at Lakehead. So it's really important that you kind of hit the ground running when you transfer in, just so you can keep your average up above that 70, and that's a big component of the transfer pathway. Then we've got references. You can submit letters of reference from 2 references, including former volunteer employment agencies, potentially even faculty references as well, which is nice for you guys. Then there's the resume component. So you get to talk about yourself, include any volunteering or work experience or placement hours that you've had prior to entry into year 3. And then there's the personal statement, which is the last component. And that's really a good opportunity for you guys to just talk about why you want to be a social worker, why you would be a good candidate to enter into year 3. Now, the advantage for college transfer students like yourself, you guys are already ahead of the game. You know, you have placement from your diploma. You've got a really diverse education background through your SSW diploma. You have great contacts through your placements and your faculty as well. So again, you know, students transferring in from colleges are typically the most successful right away getting into year 3. And that's because you guys are prepared and you're already in a very, very good spot or good position to get into year 3 entry of the program. Our faculty will talk to you guys about this when you enter into year 2. So more information to come, but something to keep in mind when you come into the program. So kind of looking at field placement options when you get into year 3 at Lakehead. You'll see some examples kind of listed at the top, kind of in the Thunder Bay area, but you can do your placements in a wide range of areas, including community counseling, you know, mental health, addictions, education is a big one. Some students will get into elementary and secondary schools in the area. And our Faculty of Education has an agency day where basically every September they have 20 to 30 speakers come in from a wide range of agencies and just kind of giving you guys some background on how to become a registered social worker and opportunities kind of in the field. And that's a way for you guys to get experience and learn where you want to maybe do your placements. And our placement coordinator will work with you in terms of where you want to go and what you want to do, which is nice. So you've got some great opportunities in the city of Thunder Bay, but out and around northwestern Ontario. You can do placements outside of there as well, but our faculty will assist you in terms of getting your placements. Now, the big question I'm sure is coming before I wrap up here is what happens if you don't get into year 3? So you've got a few options. Typically, what we see is the students that aren't admitted to year 3 are students that have below that minimum 70 overall average for the most part. So you do have a few options. What you could do is just wait to reapply for the next application cycle, and you can do some course upgrading to basically bump up your average to that 70 minimum overall. Or what you could do is apply for transfer into another degree program into year 3 at Lakehead. So let's say you're unsuccessful getting into year 3 of social work with us. You could transfer into year 3 of any of the programs that are listed on the screen there. So we've got our interdisciplinary studies program, which is in Aurelia. We have a general arts program. We have a sociology major as well, which is popular with social work students. Any of those programs you could transfer into year 3. Finish year 3, finish with that Bachelor of Arts degree in your hand, you're good to go. And then you would apply into our 1-year postgrad honors Bachelor of Social Work degree, which you see on the screen there. So this is kind of like almost a secondary option for students that aren't successful the first time around. It allows you to apply into this 12-month honors Bachelor of Social Work degree with a previous degree in something else. So it's kind of a secondary option. It gives you that backup, and really it allows you to get a secondary degree, which is kind of nice as well. But the 12-month social work degree program is basically year 3 and year 4 squished into 12 months. So you do it kind of straight across the full academic year, and when you graduate, you have your honors Bachelor of Social Work as well. So without getting into crazy detail, that's kind of a backup option here. We've got Christina Pistinas. She's one of our alumni from the social work program. Social advocacy is a very big part of the social work degree program, so there's some great opportunities to work with some of the local community groups and agencies. Just to finish up here, before I open up for questions, because I think I'm right on time, in terms of the process, you're in the SSW diploma program right now. You apply for transfer into year 2.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, we're DSW.
You're DSW, okay.
Yeah.
DSW is, sorry about that, Julie.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just used to doing SSW or all the W programs that are out there. The transfer pathway that I've been talking about works for SSW, DSW, PSW, and there's a few others in kind of human services as well. So don't let that confuse you. And thanks for clarifying that, Julie. So again, you guys will apply from your DSW diploma into year 2 of our HPSW degree program. While you're in year 2, you then apply for entry into year 3. If you are unsuccessful in year 3, you can wait to reapply the next cycle, or like I said, you can transfer into year 3 of another Bachelor of Arts degree, and then you've got that 1-year HPSW at the end if you still want to continue and finish up that social work degree. So, fairly confusing stuff, lots of info, fairly quickly. I know I went through that kind of quick. So feel free to reach out to our faculty directly or give me a shout if you guys want to talk about any of this in more detail. Jen, any of the faculty members are always happy to chat about the transfer pathway for Confed students. So I'll maybe leave it there just in terms of program details. If we have time, I can take some questions, but if not, like I said, just connect with me after today and I'm happy to chat with you. So thanks for having me, Julie. I'm just trying to catch my breath here, but if we have time for questions, I can take any now.
That's awesome. Thank you, Aaron. And I was somebody who was on a different pathway and discovered partway through after I got my Honors Bachelor of Arts that I was going to go into social work. So I did go into the HBSW program at Lakehead and then moved on to my master's. So
awesome.
Again, can totally help too. And I encourage folks to take the social work program at LU because it is a fantastic program. Does anybody have any questions for Aaron while we have him here?
Well, thank you, Aaron, so much.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thanks for dropping in.
No questions. They usually come around a little bit later, the questions. Oh, Emily.
When is the deadline to apply?
Yeah, that's probably something I should have mentioned, Emily. So good question. Basically, if you're finishing this year and you want to apply for entry right away into the program, we have a recommended application deadline of March 1st. So a couple weeks from now. That being said, we do accept applications after that deadline. So if you're on the fence or you want to wait a little bit and figure things out, it's all good. It isn't a firm deadline, but March 1st is the recommended deadline, just so we can get your Confederation transcripts and get everything processed in time for June, which is when course registration typically happens for the fall. Always tell students you don't have to apply right away. So you guys are going to have some good opportunities right out of your DSW diploma program. So feel free to work for a year if you want to and then reapply. I know students are kind of worried sometimes that your transcripts are going to expire or they're going to disappear or something. We can always get them from Confed when the time comes. So basically, with the application, you guys would use the Ontario University Application Centre or OUAC website to apply. Your Confederation transcripts will be requested through that online application, and that's all we need. We don't need your high school transcripts. We don't need you to write an essay for us or anything crazy. It's just your application through the OUAC website. So, yeah, good question, Emily. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you, Aaron. We appreciate your time and for sharing your love of education with us. And I'll continue to encourage more education on this side as well.
Always, thanks again, Joey. I appreciate it. I know it's a busy time of year, so thanks for having me in.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. So Aaron put his email in the chat there, so anybody who wants it, who thinks of questions later, can certainly pick it up and email Aaron. Thanks again, Aaron. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys. Good luck this next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, folks. So I know some of you may have been kind of thinking about what options you might have available to you. Some of you are like, no, I'm done. I need a break. That's okay. But again, education has never steered me wrong. It's the one thing in life that nobody can ever take away from you. So I strongly encourage as much education as you can possibly get. At any rate, I recognize we got some folks here. I saw, well, Sadie is here, of course. Thank you and welcome, Sadie. And I had seen Karen, I think, but she's gone now. We've got Leah here. Thank you. And I did, Jordan's here as well. So thank you all for joining us.
Karen, it was working. We did a dry run and it worked for us, and then she was coming on and it stopped working. So she's on the phone with help desk. So Mark's gonna help her get everything sorted. So she'll be soon. Hi, Leah. Hi, Sadie. Hi, Sadie.
Awesome. Okay. So I just thought, you know what, given especially that today is Valentine's Day, and it's a day that's near and dear to my heart because my youngest daughter was born on Valentine's Day. So it is Chelsea's birthday today. And so we always celebrate Chelsea's birthday. And so I love Valentine's Day, regardless of, you know, kind of the symbolism of it and everything else, and, you know, the commercial marketing of Valentine's Day a little bit, but it is what it is. So I thought maybe we kick off today's class by sharing, having a couple people share some inspiration or some people of inspiration with us. Do we have any takers, any volunteers? Catherine.
My inspiration, honestly, and the reason why I am going to college is my daughter. She inspired me to go to school, and my inspiration is my kids. They get me up in the morning, they keep me going, and yeah, they are my inspiration.
What is it about your kids and the connection to college or education that inspires you, or that, you know, gets you motivated to do what it is that you're doing?
Honestly, I went to my daughter's graduation, and then she went herself, you know, to college, and to watch her do all of that and to watch her awards. Sorry, I'm gonna get all choked up. To watch her walk down that aisle in her cap and gown and everything. It was the best experience of my life. And honestly, right now, seeing my kids excel and everything, like my son is a goalie, and this is his third year winning a regular season. They're the championship. They won the championship. And just for them to be excelling in everything, it pushes me so much more to do what I am doing. And they push me so much more. Sorry.
Of course, then it's they're gonna be proud of you too, right? And I'm sure that they already are. But again, it's those things, and I love that you brought up the walking across the stage, and, you know, poor Louisa didn't have the opportunity, and it breaks my heart. We've had 2 cohorts of students that haven't had that opportunity now, and I sincerely hope that it does happen for you guys, because it is one of those things that it is such a milestone. It's such a pivotal moment in your life. And I can tell you that I went to one of my graduations, and I didn't go to my graduation for my master's, and I kick myself all the time. I put so much work in, and I didn't go because I went to the other one. And I thought, I don't need to go. And I kicked myself. So please, if you guys we do have the opportunity, we do want to see you walking across the stage. I want to be able to shake your hand and congratulate you and do all of those fun things. So thank you for bringing that up, Catherine, because again, and those are the moments, right? These are moments that, like I said, nobody's ever going to take this away from you. This is something you have forever that you've done for yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Your kids are going to be there cheering you on. I just know it.
Yeah, they still are.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Catherine. Krishna, who's been inspiring to you?
For me, like my parents and especially my mom, they are inspiration. Like my mom, she's always she told us build your own future, but like always keep in mind that you have like first thing that you have to keep in mind is the humanity. Like whenever I'm stuck, I feel that I cannot do anything, I just call my mom and she's like, do it, like you can do it, but always keep in mind that you are human first and yet never lose your humanity. Like that's why I took admission in DSW. That like she always want me to pursue my future in the field of health, like to help the people first. So like that's why I choose this field also. And like I wish like on my graduation she will be here, but I like because of this COVID situation I think it's tough. But like yeah, my mom, especially my mom, is my inspiration for this course and also for my future.
Awesome. Thank you. She's done a wonderful job in inspiring you and creating, a person who's certainly, respectful of humanity and thinks about humanity. And I hope that if we do have, an in-person graduation, that she can be here. And if not, I hope that the college does broadcast it so she can watch you nonetheless. I hope that that's a reality. So if we are here that the college is going to go forward with a graduation, we all need to advocate strongly that, if people aren't able to travel, that again, there is the option of having it broadcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Magraxi.
Hello, Julie, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Actually, today is really very special day for me, as 1 year ago today, I landed in Thunder Bay or in Canada. At this time, I was wandering around on Pearson International Airport in Toronto. Then at 5 o'clock, I arrived in Thunder Bay. But this day is so special to me. And today, in India, today is the 15th February and my mom's birthday. And it is Valentine's Day also. And this day is so special for me. And yes, just before you said, like, your education is something which no one can steal from you. So I thank God, like, he chose the best day for me. Till now, I didn't have any reason to celebrate Valentine's Day, but this is really memorable day for me. So I'm just celebrating myself.
That's awesome. So it's a day, right? It's a day that's significant, something really important to you. And I'm so glad that you're here and that you joined us. And I remember you coming here. I remember being excited for you and with you about coming.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. And it's your mom's birthday. Like, that was kind of sad. You were having to leave her.
Yes. And I just shoot a little video for her and I just sent her. Like, it's 12 o'clock there. So she was also waiting for my call. So I just shoot a little video and I sent her.
Nice. Thank you for sharing, Magraxi.
Yeah.
Leah.
Well, basically, I want to walk across that stage at Confederation College because now that I've graduated, I don't feel like I want to cross the stage. So I'm just hoping to do that soon.
Because you graduated last year, right, Leah? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So you guys, we didn't have the opportunity to walk across the stage then.
No, and my facilitator said that once everything's opened, that they're going to have us back for a small party
Okay.
and just and just hang out because we spent 4 months in the classroom and then the rest of it was online.
Yeah. Yeah, for some of you, the transition was tough, right?
It was hard.
Yeah, yeah. But you made it through, though. You did make it through. Yay.
And
you just
And I was talking to my niece a couple of days ago, and she wants me to become a teacher at her school.
Oh. So you're going to go back?
I want to go for my teacher.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because my niece wants me to teach her.
Aw. What grade is your niece?
She's in grade 5.
Grade 5?
Yeah.
That is cute. That is cute. You must have a really good relationship with her if she wants you to teach her.
Yes, she's named after me, so.
Aw, ever nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Leah. We do hope I'm really hopeful that we are going to get to have a graduation ceremony this year. I'm crossing my fingers. I saw that the government put out an announcement today about lifting restrictions and different things. So maybe, who knows?
Maybe,
What was that, Sadie?
maybe not. Maybe or maybe not.
Yeah, maybe or maybe not. We'll have to see what happens. There's several months left before we can kind of move forward on that. Anybody else want to share before we get into our groups and get busy working? Ariel.
I don't really have someone to talk about today, but I was at the Suki office today, and I was talking to them about like the return to school, in person, and they were given the go-ahead, but they're not going to be doing it this year because it'd just be more disruptive than actually eating the students, because there's only 7 weeks left, and there are many students not living in Thunder Bay because of it. So next year, they're very hopeful that it'll be all in person again.
Oh, so they told you that there wasn't going to be a grad this year?
No, I'm just saying that they're not doing in class this year.
Oh yeah, that announcement went out last week or the week before that. Yeah, we're not returning to the classroom. Yes, read your email, Ariel.
Yeah. Oops.
It's okay. It's okay. It is confusing. It's, we're on again, we're off again, we're on again, we're off again. Yeah, that announcement went out that we're not returning to the classroom. But I am hopeful that, given, the loosening of restrictions, that maybe we'll be able to have graduation. I don't know what'll end up happening. I guess if things kind of clear up a little bit before now and then, maybe they will be able to have one. Who knows? Crossing my fingers. So I did want to remind everybody that we, next week is Family Day, so there is no class next week. So we're going to have to skip next week, but we'll come back again on February the 28th. Ramandeep.
My question, if our graduation is going to happen, so in which month it will take place, like in May or June or?
Graduation is typically the first Friday of June, I think.
Okay. June.
I'm not too sure. It's probably on the calendar. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if it's on the calendar. It's not on the calendar. Oh, nope. Oh, wait, I gotta go down further. I was in January. It's not in January.
You did the wrong date.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing it on the calendar either. But if I remember correctly, it is either the first or the second Friday of June. So graduation ceremony is always in June. Anybody else have any questions before we break off into our groups and get busy working?
Julie, just
Yeah?
Karen, they're saying now help desk can't help Karen get in. They're not sure why. It was working before, now it's not. So I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird though, because we did all the steps because the group was helping her before last week and they gave her steps to follow. She did that and we tried it before class, it worked, and then for some reason now it's working, and they're saying on their end, because it's an Android phone, they can't really help.
Okay.
When we have Happy Valentine's Day, Louisa.
Thank you, my girl. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I made a Zoom link.
Okay, well, maybe the group can work with her a little bit on trying to figure that out, because I've seen her come in, so there's got to be something that's...
Right? That's what I'm thinking. And it worked for us. Like, she was on, her camera was working, she was in the classroom, the mic was working, so, yeah. Yeah, that's the first, and then I'll make them as they go, but.
Okay, so how are you're going to do them in the Zoom then, Louisa, before they expire? Or can you do them now, put them here, they can copy and paste them into a Word doc?
Yeah, I can do them right now, and they can all, I can do that. And then for
So they can have them.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Okay.
And Angie still haven't been able to get, and Angie can't get in either, right? So do they have their links or no?
I sent Michaela the first one, and I'll send them all off I'll send them all off now. Angie's made them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Karen.
Angie's made them?
Yeah. Yeah, she's made them and sent them. Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody else, if you've got your room to go to, then you guys can exit this room. Again, I'll be in this room, and if I'm not in this room, I'm likely in meeting with another group, but if you need me, just stick around in this room and I'll get to you as soon as I exit that other group. Alrighty?
See you later.
See you later. Work hard.
Katie, go into your little classroom. Okay. Let's see if... So, you know what? I don't know why